Hi Jasper. So while waiting for your other classmates, we should start with the class because this is very important. This is our last lesson for unit number 2. Before that, we start with prayer. In the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, Amen. Lord Jesus Christ, thank you for this wonderful day. Thank you for the rain that we experienced last night. I hope that it helped other areas in the world to nourish the plants, but also protect the other areas of the world that are affected with flood, especially in Vietnam. So I do hope also that all the people will recover from COVID-19 as well as my students so that we can go back to our normal lives. This you ask us to pray, Amen. The Father, Son, Holy Spirit, Amen. So I already checked the LMS. I hope you can see our screen. And the forum is so alive. So I'll be checking this one later. And very good. So pwede kita so we could actually post our activity or the formative task here so that this is only for the modified hybrid students. And so on November 3, we'll be migrating to the VLE. So it's going to be a full implementation for our virtual learning environment. That's through dccvle.com. So all our activities, your submissions will be posted here. So there are activities that will not be included in the worksheet, the digital copy of the worksheet, but instead you upload or you post your narratives or your exam. You are taking exam here in the LMS. So this is courtesy of Sir Erwin Casal. Thank you so much. Aside from that, I want to check so let's now go back to our lesson. Now, I hope that you already read the... this university got it for Silihan. Kita ba, Jasper? Can you... Kita ba ko ang Microsoft Word na file?
Yes, sir.
Very good.
Opo,
So,
sir.
as you can see, bago na siyang format, you have instruction material new format because Miss Cristel Punopal and I attended or was enrolled in a short course for instructional something for flexible learning for in UPOU, University of the Philippines. Open University. So that's a 1 month in plus na course with 4 modules, and this is actually the result or part of the output of that particular course. I see it very organized. So their introduction. So I just need to give you the glimpse or the summary of this in the introduction. So the third lesson or lesson is actually not lesson number 3, but instead this is lesson number 6. This is lesson number 6. So as you can lesson number 4 and 5 tackled more on the specific computing degree programs, the BSCS and BS Computer Engineering in lesson 4, and the BSIS and BSIT in lesson number 5. So I have to clarify this that Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering is really not part of the computing degree program under CMO 25 Series of 2005. It's a different computing degree program that mostly belong to the engineering department or circle. But since it talks about a bit of engineering and computing, that's why it's considered as part of the allied programs for BS Computer Science. Referring ako na so ganun. Now, the importance of those lessons, lesson 4 and 5, is for you to be able to think of or realize or analyze what are the difference between those programs. Because there are moments that students, once they propose projects, right, especially for capstone project for BSIP, nangyayari is it's somehow touching the mostly on the computer engineering or com side or IS. Now the rule here is that you cannot propose a project that does not actually comply the requirements under a specific program. So let's say, for example, if it's capstone project for BSIT, the content of that capstone project should be aligned with the BSIT capstone project guidelines. So, in other words, you cannot, for BSIT capstone project, you cannot propose a project that involves hardware manipulation, algorithms, or mostly focusing on the programming side. It should be an information system that has to solve a problem of a certain client. So then it's a client base at the same time product base ang IT. So ganun. And then as you also observe, part of your prelim exam was about interviewing alumni from the BSIT or BSIT alumni in Lagos Central College. Now, the purpose of that is for you to be able to know what were the projects submitted or yeah, finished or uploaded by the alumni so that you'll have an idea on what would be your project on. So, and aside from that, the reason why is it that I wanted you to look at those output is because um, you have to know what are the projects that were already submitted or made by the alumni. Kasi there are only two things that will happen here. Either you will no longer create or propose that kind of project. So, example, ang dami na doong enrollment system. So, you can actually disregard enrollment system in your proposal kasi ang dami nang ganon. Learning management system, marami na rin. So, i-disregard na. So, we have to move forward on those things or areas na wala pang masyadong nagagawa. The other thing is that you can innovate any of those project. Innovation means kasi you adapt one, then you look for another feature that is new that you can introduce to me as your advisor. So, ganun. So, either you disregard, you make it as a guide na ano yung hindi na dapat pwedeng i-propose kasi nagawa na nila at masyado na exhausted yung idea. Second is, you can choose one of the capstone projects that were submitted by the alumni, but this time you have to innovate. At least now you have a guide kung ano ba talaga ang capstone project. Paano ba siya masasabi na it's a capstone project material compared to just a simple machine problem. So, do not be scared because a capstone project will start third year, second semester, until fourth year, first semester. But the good thing here is that you'll be starting your proposal this semester. So, first year pa lang, magkakaroon na kayo ng proposal for your capstone project. Then, it will continue until the next semester, until such time that you'll have your final proposal for capstone project. Then, that's the time na magko-code na kayo. So, you have to, um, for the first 2 years, when you stay here in Davao Central College, you need to strengthen the idea of your proposal. Now, once it's okay, then we'll proceed with coding. Now, for the first 2 years, first year, second year, it will be an individual project muna. Kasi hindi pa siya, wala pang coding involved. Now, once you have the proposal, then we can actually create groups for you to be able to do collaborative work. So, it's easier now kasi instead of before na um, magsa-start pa yung proposal third year, you have, this time you have a lot of moments to reflect and to revise, to look, to make it
Mm.
better, to improve the quality of your project. Okay, so lesson number 6 is a glimpse of the future. So, since we're done already with the introduction for the 4 allied courses in computing degrees, I do hope that you already read the curricula for the BSIT, IS, and ComSci, as well as the CMOs for BSIT, for the BSIT, BS ComSci, and BSIS, and the CMO for the computer engineering. That's so important for you to be able to be guided on what to do and what not to do. So this time is I wanted, as promised before, I think I already already gave the idea of this particular lesson way back lesson number 2 or 3. So this time I wanted you to test your ability to present yourselves to the client or to the employers. Uh, I know that you don't have a background yet of the core subjects for not all of you, I guess, because some of you already have programming um, experiences or just took up NC for programming. But I wanted you to test your capacity or skills on where we can actually be at. So, a glimpse of the future means that we'll fast track to the time or moment that you are now already a skilled um, IT graduate. But let's start first to know what are those skills that you might not have that you need to improve or you already have that you need to continue. Okay. So I do hope that you'll have your open heart and mind for this activity because I would expect that you'll be rejected once you do the activity. But the most important thing there is that to get the feedback from the employer on why is it that they did not make it. So I let's proceed with the activity now. So the intended learning outcomes for it is to select IT related jobs for work applications. I do have here under key concepts what are the actually I took this from the CMO 25 CC 2015 under the specifically on the BSIT section. So it says here that the BSIT program includes the study of utilization of both hardware and software technologies. Need to say, utilization is that you're not going to create hardware and software, but you have to use those technologies for planning, installing, customizing, operating, managing, and administering, at the same time maintaining information technology infrastructure. But for you to be able to use it correctly, you have to know how it is done or what are the principles behind these technologies. But you are not obliged to create one. Ano. So the program prepares the graduates to address various users' needs, including the selection, development, application, integration, and management of computing technologies within an organization. So, in other words, we as IT graduates are expected to be managers in a company or a certain section in the company, especially in the management information system. So, hindi lang pwede na magaling kayo sa programming or magaling kayo sa hardware, manipulation, utilization, but you also have to know how to manage resources, and that includes people. Because if you're going to be a manager one day, you'll not just be looking at the computer and the hardware, but you also have your subordinates that you have to manage or to supervise. Diba? So here we have two distinct job roles once you graduate. Now, we have here the primary job roles. There are listed primary job roles here. Their description, the requirements, mean to say how are you going to achieve this particular job role? What are the skill sets that you have to have or know or practice or master? And these skill sets is some is embedded or part of your lessons in the curriculum. So, so that this is now going to be an eye opener for you on why is it that you need to get mobile programming, web programming. You need to know intermediate programming, integrated programming, because uh, this is actually the direction. You have to know these subjects for you to be able to acquire the skills. Now, this is a disclaimer. Um, the school will just going to give you the concept. It will not create a person, a student that is, how should I say this? How should certified programmer or a master programmer. But once you already got the concept, the learners, which is you, the responsibility is to expand and explore that area. So the teacher is the one who introduce, but you will be the one who will explore and practice. That is why I'm encouraging all the SIT students to think about of or to consider um, acquiring your own computer, specifically desktop computer, because time will really come that you need to use those um, gadgets. You need to have those gadgets or that machine for you to be able to practice your um, any programming language or any activity related to IT. So, so ngayon, um, cell phone is still okay, but in the long run, as we move on to another semester, especially in second year, wherein majority of your subjects focuses on the core and professional subjects in IT with laboratory. So that means to say that you need to have a computer. But if you still have other resources to support those needs, then that would be okay. But for me, I would recommend for you to have one. Okay. So please read this part, and then later on I'll be posting also a the forum so that you have a discussion. The discussion will continue in our LMS or VLE. Now I'll move on to You have here the secondary job role. It's called secondary job role. Mostly it's common to everyone. Systems analyst is also part of IS, and QA specialists can be shared or can be acquired by the skills for QA specialists can be acquired from site or any other computer related IT related some courses. Computer programmer also is for everyone. Even computer engineers can be a computer programmer. So as you can see, like there's no encoder here on the list because encoder can be performed by any person that has basic skills in computer. Okay, the primary and secondary job role focuses on the BSIT graduates. So I really do hope that it will be part of your motivation, guys, to choose one of this or any or more than one of these job roles for you to be able to perform well in school. So that after you graduate, you know where you want to apply, you know what job you want to have, and you know what are the skills that you need to master. I do have here the learning resource. So for those home study students, you can look for the BSIT supplementary resources for modified IP and home study learners. I already posted that in our Facebook units. Facebook, yeah, units. I don't know, Facebook or just search for that. Please open the IT core courses, the BSIT curricula. This is the prospectus. So you have to study the curriculum or the prospectus of BSIT to for us to know if there are subjects that are not on the list but needed to be there. Because usually every 3 years or 4 years, the curriculum changes. So if you have suggestions, you can actually post that here, and that would be, who knows, that will be part of the things that we need to consider next time once we revise the curriculum. So here's now the activity. So the instruction is you have to look for freelance platform websites. So by definition, freelance platforms are marketplace for business and freelance workers from all over the world. Need to say, this is para siyang job fair na website. So search for five international freelancing platforms that offer IT related jobs abroad, and three local freelancing platforms that offer local IT related jobs. So as bonus, since mabait kayo, I already put here two. One for the international freelancing platform. It's Upwork Inc. That's you go to www.upwork.com. It originated in the United States of America. One is Online Jobs PH. So that's www.onlinejobs.ph. So it's Philippine-based freelancing platform website. So meron na kayong dalawa. So for international, you only need to produce four. And for the local, two. So in that, it classified as just fill in the blank spaces or rows in the matrix. So, lista lang muna. So, for modified hybrid and home study learners, you write your outputs in the activity sheet. So, here, ang forum natin later is for discussion on lesson number 6. But technically, your answers should be encoded here. Now, for assessment, so this is now your major activity for lesson number 6. Title is Online Job Hunting. Apply to part-time or full-time jobs that are listed in the careers for PSIP. Now, you have to apply on any of the freelancing platforms listed in the activities. This is the purpose why you have the list. So either you apply all international or all local, it doesn't matter. Now, document the required skills, salary rate, and requirements. Each component has corresponding points. So 2 points for name of the freelancing platform, 2 points for the URL address, 2 points for the job title, 2 points for job description. So job description normally is um, included in the posting. So you just copy and paste it and then put that in the virtuals. Requirements. Requirements also is posted in the announcement or on the classified ads in those freelancing platforms you copy and paste. Salary rate, it's also there on the freelancing platform. Employer name or company. Sometimes uh, either have, so sometimes include it's the name of the employer, specific name of the employer is posted. But if not, you just encode the name of the company. So either the or match. Then acknowledgement receipt. Means the acknowledgement receipt is that once you uploaded the um, your or submitted your requirements, there will be a notification that confirms the submission. So you have to screenshot and then post that in the summative worksheet. The other companies will send you an email that notifies for your successful submission of requirements. For others, um, sends you an SMS. So either way, so the point here is that you have to post a, an evidence that your submission was successful or accepted. Now, it's different from the response from the employer regarding the application. So this time, I give 20 points if the employer responded to your submission. Meaning to say, kung na-hire ba kayo o wala. So, dapat meron talagang ganun. So, again, acknowledgement receipt is yung notification na na-submit yung application, while response from the employer regarding the application, that's already the result of your um, application. Kung natanggap kayo o hindi. Now, kung maaari lang, mas maganda sana kung mayroong um, feedback from the employer on why is it that you were hired or not. It's because, okay, this is actually the sheet, no? So you have to, I will have to explain this one. There are 6 requirements here, but it really depends on how many requirements. Kung tatlo lang yung requirements, tatlo yung ilagay dito. Tapos, for the others, wala. You can leave it blank. Or, you can put NA or not applicable or none. For, so this is actually a checklist. So you put your inputs here. The acknowledgement receipt and the response is an attachment. So it's a picture. So you can either put the picture here sa baba. Okay. For home study learners, since online pa naman tayo, so you can still put or upload the picture here dito sa portion na to. So sa baba nito, parang ganun lang. Ano, tapos upload picture. Okay, next. So, summary. Setting a career goal is the top aspiration in choosing a degree in college. Do not enroll in a degree program to just get a diploma, but instead choose the one that aligns with your passion or thinking of having a brighter career ahead. So, ang iba kasi, passion na nila yung computer. Yung iba, gusto nila, but they're still not confident with the environment. So, gusto nila matuto. So, okay lang. The college courses must be mastered to prepare yourself in the industry that will test the knowledge and skills acquired at the tertiary level. So, I have to tell you this because ang dami-daming graduates ng BSIT. In fact, there are around 8,000 graduates of BSIT alone in the country last 2000, yeah, 2019-2020. That came from the statistics came from the shared data analytics. I'll post that later. I think I also included the URL of that in previous lesson. But anyways, imagine there are 8,000 or more than 8,000 na BSIT alone ha, BSIT graduate. But not all of those 8,000 work as IT. Some work as cashier or other other jobs that did not actually belong to the either primary or secondary job group. Now it's so unfortunate that these graduates did not get into a job that is really aligned to what they have, to the degree. Most of the reasons is that they're not prepared, they're not skillful, so we just graduated because they just graduated because um, they just enrolled to the subject because to the course just to have a degree, but don't have any plans to pursue IT. So that's a sad thing. So that's why I kept on pushing the idea that you have to know first what you are going to, or what are the challenges that you the experiencing in the future. So since it's lesson number six, six ba? Ano? Six, four, five, six. It's number six. So it's time for pre-midterm. So you have here your pre-midterm exam. It's still an essay. Now, I would like to know what are your experiences during that time that you applied for an online job. So here are the guide questions. And this time, it will be a collaborative rating for your um, output. So 20% of your grade will come from you. So you have to fill in this matrix. Again, you have to justify because if your justification is not acceptable, you will not get the rating. So 80% will come from me. So if you are late, so there'll be deduction. So 5 points deduction every day na late. Then that will be your final score. So your total score deducted with minus the deduction. That's 5 points per day. That will be your final score. So how are you going to get, or what's the formula in getting the score? So it's row score, this one, divided by the number of items, times 70 plus 30, and that will be your average score. Then you multiply it by 20% for your assessment. So that will be your percentage rating. Same formula with the instructor, but this time it's multiplied by 80 or 0.8. Then that will be the percentage rating. So to sum it up, that is your partial score. In your partial score, if you have deductions, if you submitted late, deducted by the total and the deduction points, then that will be your final score. So, any questions, guys, regarding the activity and the lesson number 6? Anybody? We have Kenneth, Marlon, and Jasper. Do you have any question? Walang audios. Sige. Ang questions na lang bi asa man inyong dili klaro dito sa ako ang i-discuss. Anyone, you can, kung hinain yung net, you can just chat. Para explain. Pwede, sir. Out of topic ako po. Sige. Go. Na si Jefferson. Hi, Jefferson. Okay, sorry, wala ko na. Sige lang, ako lang i-kuan ha. Ako lang i-post na ako niya. Then I'll make a follow. We are waiting for Kenneth's question or question. Alam no, wala dyan ko ano, pasus kay panahon. Next week, kay Kwanata, midterm week. Midterm weeks, 3 weeks. So we're halfway done. And don't forget, guys, about your Huawei certification, at least step 1. Sir, di ba para pag-exam ka kailangan kaya so pwede man cashier CCC kung nakuha yeah. So again, for your examination permit, you upload it to your Google Drive na folder. Dito lang siya i-upload. Ayaw lang i-send sa Messenger. Okay, so wala na ba tayo questions so far? Kay ano itong buhaton ha, I know na nandiyan problema ang internet connection karon even sa balay siya. Swerte lang siguro ko kay paspas sa internet basis ka lang ngayon. But sa inyo ha, um, medyo ingay. So, yeah to. Another question, okay ba sa inyo VLE? Medyo friendly ba siya? I just want to know lang ha kung okay ba siya sa inyo organized compared sa Facebook units. Can you type your question? Question, your answer. Okay lang. So, kung na hinahinanan tamo o ka na introduce dito, but technically, pohon, pag ma-okay na dyan ang tanan, and then maka-arrange na ko dito because you have to organize it. Ang inyong mga summative and summative activity and formative activities, dito na nato siya i-post. So, for home study ng mga estudyante, no need na to encode your answers sa inyong worksheets. So, dito na tayo. But I'll just need to siguro mag-start by semifinals after midterm. Kanang okay na dyan ang tanan. Okay? Kaya medyo mag-adjust sa punta sa environment. Para pati po inyong concept digest, you don't have to download the digital copy of the, so this is just for Kwanha modified hybrid. You don't have to download the virtual copy of digital copy of your worksheet and even the module. Okay, dito na nako i-post sa concept digest na para paano siya. Dili ba siya lisod i-access? I'm not talking about the video conference, but friendly ba siya sa inyong internet resource kung mag-open sa VLE? Dili ba siya lisod makasulod sa VLE? Okay, sige. So if that will be all, so what will be my mission for this day? I-upload na ko ning ato ang video. Then you can watch it again so that ma-cope up mo kay you do have technical issues. So I pray for your safety and please pray also that this COVID-19, especially in the in Turin area, will be gone. Okay, lisod kaayo to move if there are threats outside, especially nowadays. So good morning guys and see you around. Bye.